Alright, what's up people? I just came back from a walk. I want to say a quick walk, but a medium, length walk, like about a mile or two. And I got energy right now. The sun's out. It's a good summer day. I got energy right now. And what better way to use that energy than to make a video on how this city is. There's a lot of different ways the city is, but one of the ways I can start with, besides the corruption, besides the magic, and besides the egoism, is physical characteristics, like your features, like how the people actually turn out to be physically, you know, their faces, how they dress. So this is kind of like a bad title video. When you think of these type of titles, these type of videos, it's kind of like raw, and I'll tell you why I'm able to make this video. It's called LA People Are Ugly. And having grown up here, having lived here, I can tell you without a doubt that they're really ugly. Probably the ugliest people I've ever seen. The women, the ugliest I've ever seen in all of America, practically maybe the whole world. And the men, I'm not into men, but they hurt my eyes too. So I'll tell you, like, how did LA people get ugly? Yes, they got ugly because they have ugly spirits, and this impacts their character, you know? So, their ugly spirit corrupted their natural good looks, because I don't want to be religious here, but when you were made, you're not exactly a 10 out of 10, but you were made to look good, you know, your proper self, to look natural, to look normal. But you became ugly over time because you practice ugly thoughts, you say ugly words, you say ugly things, you know? Beautiful people don't practice ugly in any shape. Now, I'm not saying I'm a better beautiful person, but I'm just saying, like, beautiful people don't have a corrupt character, don't have a corrupt spirit, aren't egoistic, don't curse, you know, very basic things. And LA people don't curse a lot, but their spirit is extremely egoistic, making them ugly. So their spirit is corrupted, then it corrupts their physical. And I'll tell you how it corrupts their physical, because it's really, really bad. And it shouldn't be this way, but they chose that way, so what can you do? I'm just telling you, like, how it came out to be. So first of all, let's start with the nose. LA people have a really big nose. Sometimes you wonder, like, why are their features like this? Their features are like this because of the characteristics, the attributes that they are. So when I say LA people have a big nose, they have a big nose because they're always they're always putting their nose into other people's business. You see, an egoistic person wants to control, so they're all always looking on what to control. So in every conversation and everything, little thing that happens, they're gonna be there, you know. So that's why they get a big nose, because they're always butting their business into, how do you say, other people's business? Like, it's hard to explain, but you get what I mean. Their eyes, they have really ugly eyes. They have these really beady, ugly eyes, and I don't quite know the eyes, but it's because maybe they're always looking at you, stalking you, jealous of you, you know, really bad eyes. When you use your eyes, you're supposed to see the good in people, and when they see with their eyes, they see the bad in people. So that's something heavy right there, man. So maybe that's one reason why. That's the two main characteristics: the huge nose and the beady eyes, which looks really, really weird, but they think it's normal. And the second characteristics are their forehead. They have this really big forehead, which is really, really ugly, or this really small forehead that's just weirdly shaped. They have this really, really big forehead because they're always thinking of themselves, you know? That's what the forehead means to your mind. So they're always thinking of themselves, and this is making them egoistic and uncompassionate and unempathetic, you know, ugly. Again, ugly spiritual characteristics. Their lips are really, really small or really, really big. They're I don't know why they're really, really big, but they're really, really small because they never say anything. They're like, I'm better than you, I don't have to talk to you. So their mouths are small, you know, their lips are small. I don't know much about their ears, I don't know much about their general face, but I can tell you that it all comes together so unevenly, so bad, and so generically, like, it's really not much. Even though LA people will believe that they're better looking than you, they're better than you. It's really not much. So, in these characteristics, a big nose, beady eyes, and an ugly face, an unstructured face that comes together unevenly, the women look like witches. Doesn't matter if they come from the west side of town, the north side of town, south side, or east side. The spirit of the town is in all 100 miles of it, even out to the outer regions. So the women look like witches because of that, because the big nose and beady eyes, and the men look like goblins. The men aren't gonna look like witches because witches are women, but they do look like goblins, like huddled, the big nose, the beady eyes, you know. And I'm gonna be honest, like I hope I don't look like that. Tell me. I don't want to be conceited, but I just hope I didn't turn out that way. I don't think my spirit is corrupt, so hopefully not. But if you're in LA, not just about me, but if you're in LA and I want to make it about you, hopefully you can listen to my advice and you won't turn out this way. Because a lot of people turn out this way and they don't understand why or how they turned out that way. And I'm telling you why. Because of the bad spirit and bad characteristics. So when it all forms their face, you know, for women and men and anybody in between, the face is just so forgettable. Like I can't remember it. Like even though I've met hundreds of LA people, like I just can't remember it. Like it's so forgettable because that's the way they want it to be, you know, just like the wind. Like egoistic people move like the wind, so you can't catch them. So it's like so forgettable, so generic. Even though like they try to be different, it just comes out so generic. It's also really, really boring. Like I can't remember any of their faces. And I'll tell you, in comparison and in contrast, how I could see this, because I noticed that people from other states and cities are much more beautiful than LA, even other countries. And this is because the spirit of those cities and states aren't corrupted, they aren't egoistic, they aren't cold. Bad exists in every city and state, and bad experiences, but in general, it's not as bad as in LA, where it's the #1 narcissistic town in the world. I'll tell you, I saw people from San Diego and they turn out to be beautiful. I saw people from San Francisco and they turn out to be beautiful. And one of the ways I saw this was because I saw LA how it is, unnatural, but once I was able to go outside LA, then I could see that I was in the wrong. Not just the city, like I could see I was in the wrong. When I went to Idaho in the summer of last year, I was in the streets and I didn't see anybody. I was in stores and I didn't see anybody. But then it changed when I went to Walmart. Here in LA, I can't see any beautiful people. There's no hot chicks. If you see hot chicks, they'll still have the big nose and beady eyes. So I don't want no part of it. But when I went to a Walmart in Idaho, oh my goodness, like, what do you call it? It was like a shock, because every 5 minutes I saw a hot chick. Like, I was just walking around in Idaho and there was tons of girls. The cashier was hot. She hotter than any LA girl I've ever seen. I'm not lying. I went to another side of Walmart, another hot chick, and then another girl wearing the leader of them on her little platform. What is that thing called? On her little board. She was hot too. Even the manager was kind of hot. And when I walked outside of Walmart, almost, the salon, I saw a salon, 2 hot chicks, you know, like good blonde hair, good face, and they were talking, they're agreeable, they're nice, you know, so they have a good spirit. So once I saw that people outside of LA are hotter, are better looking, are more beautiful, then I could see that we're in the ugly. So if you're born outside of LA, like let's say others I like Arizona, Texas, San Diego, San Francisco, you actually have more potential because of the city. You actually have more potential to be better good looking. I'm not saying that you'll be a model, but better good looking. And now that I made this video, if you're young or if you live in LA, try not to be corrupt, man. Try not to let your spirit be corrupted. If not, you'll turn out like this and be ugly, you know. So yeah, like this is like a warning.